Hey, we're here live on the interweb. No particular reason. It's Friday night.
Are you playing like music?
It's supposed to be good for my brain. I haven't played it.
I think you're shooting someone else. No, I'm just checking. Trying to not get the
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yeah. It's like you switch to another thing when you shoot your face in someone else's hands. Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yeah, I don't really do impressions of guitar players.
Ray Vaughan.
So, what's happening? What'd you do today? You graded papers?
I was on streams. I dealt with students, which probably Monday and Tuesday for me is going to be crap because they're going to all dump all their work then, and I have to grade it all.
What happened? We still on? Oh, you took a sip.
It happens when I lift a bottle to my mouth.
Oh, I was on a different screen, and so I'm posting this out to all of the viewers, fans, and well-wishers. Now's the time, people. This is the time. Want to see this?
Light.
There's only one chance to see this live.
No, you record it and it's on your channel all the time.
Yeah, that's not live. This is live. You can only be at Woodstock once. This is the Woodstock.
No, there's a film. You can watch it as much as you want.
Well, people will, and I feel sorry for them. I'm trying to see if there was somebody watching and then he left. He or she left. We weren't extreme enough.
They don't. I think people are. They don't want to be the one person. They'll enter if there are others. And plus it's Friday before 4th. Normal people would be traveling, to a destination. So
invite my buddy Tom from Clubhouse. What time is it in New York? Midnight?
Yeah, I'm sure Tom is up and about.
Tom is playing a show. Tom was either playing a show. He's not going to come tonight. Never mind, Tom. Go back to your show. He's playing some club in New York.
I did take a picture and I sent it out. I did go thrifting today. Didn't find much. Didn't buy anything.
Should I check the Instagram?
Yeah, I Instagrammed.
I have that record.
You do?
I could put my hands on that record in.
See, that's the difference between you and me. I said I could take a picture and have that picture as long as I want it. I don't have to buy the album.
Wait a minute. You didn't buy it?
No. And here's the success of the picture I took and posted on Instagram.
Yeah,
I tagged Michael 45 RPM and I said, I think this is an audiophile pressing, and he laughed. So
it's a German thing.
I don't know, but the joy of finding the album was not hampered by purchasing the album.
Well, see, in my early days in vinyl, I would keep my eye out for holiday-related and occasional records, and then for that day, I would post a German record or an Irish record for St. Patty's Day. And now that
you're 100% right
in each of those genres, I don't need more.
You're 100% right with your thinking. The flaw is buying the album and just take a picture with it and save the picture.
Well, I never thought of that. Maybe that idea came before iPhones were invented. Probably not. But
no.
I used to do this on Facebook before I knew about the YouTube. And I have that record. It's right here. I think it's right here. Don't move. Talk to the people.
Hey, one person, why don't you comment in the comment section?
Record.
Oh, Greg rummages through his vinyl collection looking for a stupid record that I showed the picture of. Oh my gosh. How much did you pay for that?
Well, it says 99 cents, but it was probably on Record Store Day they would do these for 25 cents. So I like to think that I only paid 25 cents.
Now, have you listened to that album?
Oh my God, there's 2 records in here. What's going on here? Oh my gosh. There's an interesting story behind this record.
Did you know that there were 2 records in there?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I knew I had to. The story is, I didn't know where this record was. This record was hiding. This is the German beer record. And this, oh shit, it's on the ground now.
I don't think you heard it.
This record, do you see a flaw in this record? There may be a small flaw in this record.
Well, I think you were carrying it and someone shot you and it stopped a bullet.
So this is the Lighthouse. This is the famous Lighthouse
in Hermosa Beach,
Hermosa, where the famous Lee Morgan set is coming out in a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
1970-ish. Zev and I will be chatting about that tomorrow. But this was such a beat up. Oh, you know what I did? I used to film in the other room, and I had this light bulb that had no sconce on it. So I put this in front of the light bulb to make a nice, colorful cast on the room. And it melted the record and almost burned down the entire neighborhood.
There's so many questions that are racing through my head.
What
album is that, by the way?
This is Howard Rumsey's Lighthouse All Stars. It's really thrashed. It's a thrashed copy. It was not listenable when I bought it, but it was a cool cover and it was only 25 cents.
Yeah. You know, when you put plastic in front of a hot source like a light bulb,
it was not touching it. It was about 2 or 3 inches away.
You know, you're just the right age.
It fell.
You're just the right age to not have benefited from that kid show, Mr. Science.
Do you see anything unusual here?
There's 2 holes.
Yeah.
Was that when you bought it that way?
No. I've done some interesting.
Don't tell me you held it in front of a drill, like a drill.
You haven't experienced all my vinyl audio experiments. I'm like an artist.
Is it experiments or just accidents?
It's an experiment, and I work in the medium of vinyl. Vinyl is my medium. And
I thought only artists work in a medium.
I'm a frustrated artist, a frustrated guitarist, a frustrated YouTuber, frustrated insurance salesman. Actually, I'm pretty frustrated. This whole thing is pretty frustrating.
I did cut my finger tonight. I sliced it wide open.
Charlie bit your finger? Were you making a bagel?
Yeah, I was cutting some ginger and I sliced it. And that's my story for the evening.
You have to be a little more gingerly when you do that.
Oh, you
sliced a ginger and Bill Burr punched me in the mouth. That was a bad joke too. Yeah. Anybody else got any better humor than this? Where's Mason when you need him? Where's the Mason joke?
He's probably bored and listening to the Beach Boys.
Who played that Beach Boys knockoff band yesterday?
Me. From me. You've never heard of them, the Explorers Club?
No, but I was making a lot of mean comments about them.
They're quite good, actually, and I think it's mainly one dude.
Mm-hmm.
His last couple albums have kind of he's moved on from kind of just copying the Beach Boys. Those were, I think, their first 2 or 3 albums, and he's kind of been just one guy. And I think his last album from the pandemic, he put out 2 albums, and they're kind of more 70s vibe, not Beach Boys. But the guy's kind of geniusy. It's all him. You know, he puts out the albums. I don't think they have a true record. He has his own label.
I was going to ask if he's signed. So he's the.
But I'm telling you, that first Explorers Club album is quite genius. It goes beyond being just a flat off rip off of the Beach Boys. It's quite good.
It's genius.
He is genius.
He's a genius.
Album, I don't want to go as far as to say the album is. It's a very good album. I suggest stream it. There's a lot of it on YouTube. So listen to it. Don't go buy it yet. If you love
The-
it, buy it.
I forgot the name. Something with an F. The Field what? What are they called?
The Explorers Club. No F's.
The Explorers Club. I was way off.
Yeah.
I told you the medication was changed today, so we'll let you know about that tomorrow. The Explorers Club. I heard the Feel Good Club. Maybe
It
that's
doesn't even rhyme. No rhyming.
not sure what that came from. Bad brain. So you went to how many stores today?
Just two.
And you bought some stuff.
Actually, no. I went to 3, and I went to the records. I went to a real record store.
The surplus.
Record Surplus, which is my record store in my neighborhood. And I traded in a gift, a brand new album, and I got one of the Herbie Hancock Tone Poets. But I did have a Greg moment. I stupidly didn't flip through right in front of me the Monk section, and they had a music on vinyl version of Straight No Chaser, which I was looking at Amoeba, and some guy walked in and grabbed it right next to me. But it was between here, I'll pull up the album. But it was between a Herbie Hancock Tone Poet.
Straight No Chaser. Which record is that? I mean, is that the movie soundtrack? We're gonna find out, people. Stand by for Thelonious
Monk has an album called Straight No Chaser, dude.
Yeah, okay. It's got a million albums. Got a million songs.
So there was between an Andrew Hill Tone Poet, not the double album one, and then I just decided to get this one.
Herbie, and that's a good one because it's got some good players. Does that have?
Yeah, that's why I picked this one.
Moncoeur on it.
Yeah,
I'm blowing you up so you can see. Yeah, see, it's got Grisham Moncoeur. Very few things. It's hard to find his stuff on stuff. So yeah, Donald Herbie. I don't have that one. Point of Entry, is that what it's called?
Yeah, I don't. I have
what tunes are on?
I have several of the Herbie 80 series because there's like 2 or 3, and then there's 2 or 3 Tone Poets.
I gotta see what songs are on Herbie Point of Entry. Point of Entry, is that what it's called?
Yeah, it begins with an F.
Okay, this is where he's gonna make fun of me till I. Sure, it's called Point of Entry. It's not called My Point of View.
It's Point of View. My Point of View. It's easy to when I'm holding the album in front of you with the title.
Point of Entry is like a Judas Priest record or something.
Herbie plays on that album. He plays on 2 Judas Priest albums.
So I'm on Target.
Well, here's the problem with this album. It came out last year.
Yeah.
And I think after 2 or 3 months, they stopped being around $25, and then they shoot up based on their availability. So I'm still waiting on an order from Blue Note I placed in March. I forced their whole deal is we'll send you your records when they're all available. And then I go, like a month and a half later, I go, just send me the ones that are available. And they go, okay. So I'm waiting on a Grant Green Tone Poet.
I went through that with them recently. Well, every time I've ordered from them, I hear that story. So I pulled up Target. I didn't pull up Target on purpose. I just kind of Googled it, and that's what came up is the Target page, but I still don't see the names of the songs on here.
It's sold out, though.
Well, I'm going to change the subject. Okay, so I've got the Charles Lloyd there. I've got the Pat Metheny on CD.
I don't have the Horace Silver. I do have the Jimmy Smith.
Okay, and then something weird happened. See the Monk you suggested I get last time at the bottom there?
Yeah, because you viewed it. See that little thing that says your views? We see all the albums you looked at on Target.
Oh, because the record next to it.
Yeah.
Listen to my
is fundamental.
My story. Reading is nearly impossible. So right next to it, I thought, well, what a coincidence. It's showing the Alan Brofman album, and I interviewed Alan Brofman last Sunday night. What a karmic.
No, it's not a karmic. You looked at that album.
Okay, well, I didn't look at all this pornography. How come that's on my screen?
You mean all the Cheerios and Space Jam ad at the bottom?
That too. Yeah, so I bought the Dexter. I still don't have the Monk. Alan Brockman I interviewed. That's the record that made him famous 40 years ago. That was just re-released.
Is it a good album?
Yeah, but it's a very free jazz. It's a live recording. Each side is a 20-minute free jam concert club performance that was done in this loft space that he took over in the 70s. So it's kind of a classic. It was just re-released. There's your George Russell album there.
The one I got for $20 on Prime Day. I'm very surprised. Only Acoustic Sounds is running a 10% off sale. And so I'm surprised more places aren't doing the sales right now, like Amazon or Target or something.
Summer, you would expect a lot of sales during summer.
Well, it's this holiday. I don't know if you've heard of it, called 4th of July.
Yeah.
So a lot of places do sales.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. So I'm considering ordering that third Chet Baker Sam record that I didn't order from Acoustic Sounds. So I'm going to order that.
I was looking at all those Chet Bakers, which is
they're completely awesome. And in fact, you can go to Sam Records and listen to the album. So I'm going to order that, but I need to order another album to put myself over $49 to get the free shipping. So I'm trying to
listen to them and trying to decide. And to me, make a decision like that would take forever. Because I got the $50 credit at Acoustic Sounds.
Well, yeah, you had that epiphany. Do you want to buy more jazz or do you want to buy a rock album? Why don't you take it and do you have All Things Must Pass?
Yeah. I don't have these super deluxe.
I'm really considering getting the 3-album one. I don't care about getting all the extra crap on.
So the original is 3 albums.
Right, but that's what it is.
Right, we have that because my son is a huge George Harrison fan, so we have just about every George Harrison album you can think of. I can't even think of what songs are on it.
I will say I bought the Cool Struttin', the Sonny Clark, and I will say to me that is so far the best sounding classic that has come out, the reissue. So
sounds
cool. The best to me.
You're talking about the sound quality, not the music necessarily.
No, everything. When I say that, sound quality is awesome, and just the whole picture, the whole thing together.
All Michigas,
yeah,
as we say. I'm trying to see who plays on here.
I did get another album. I'll pull it out.
Here it comes. Being pulled out, people. Okay, and then I go to my hoo-ha. Wait, people, don't. There's the record. That's not the screen I wanted to show you. We're going to be looking at some records here, people. Just chill and hang out with us for a second here, okay?
Yeah, chill out, man.
It's chill because we're on the internet here. So who's on Cool Struttin'? We got Art Farmer on trumpet, Jackie McLean on trumpet, Paul Chambers on bass, Philly Joe Jones on the drums, Sonny Clark is a piano player. I have Sonny's other album, Leapin' and Lopin'.
Yeah, I don't know what I did with the...
Not that he only has 2 albums, but I have Sonny Clark, Leapin'
I don't know what I did with my Cool Struttin'. It's put away. Well, I'll pull it out in a second, but here's everything I've gotten in the last couple days. So I've shown this.
That's a good one. I don't have that one.
This is the one I really wanted. This is the Sonny Rollins on Impulse 60 reissue. From
how do these impulses sound?
Well, Michael 45 said he was comparing this to an analog production 45 version, where he thought that the Sonny was kind of put back in the sound.
Mm-hmm.
But this sounds great. I mean, obviously I don't have his system, but this is great. I mean, for $26, buy this. You're silly if you don't.
What songs are on there? I have that maybe on CD.
I don't know. Are you really that much into knowing the songs?
Well, if they're well-known songs, I'll know them. If they're not well-known songs, I won't.
Well, what's the difference? It's Sonny Rollins. It's an album with Sonny Rollins playing the saxophone. Well, I mean,
What's the difference?
here's my attitude. I do not buy because of songs. I buy it because of the artist performing the songs.
Well, I'm just
Right?
curious. Okay, so On Green Dolphin Street, one of my faves. Good tune.
Yeah,
Great.
that's like on every jazz album ever. If you just bought it for the songs, you don't.
Well,
I got this. The other classic.
that just helps me in my orientation. The incredible Jimmy Smith on the Verve. No, Blue Note. That's a Blue Note.
It's a Blue Note classic, man. Come on. And then I got this.
And it's got good songs on it. This one,
Hey,
know
wait,
this one.
on Dolphin Street. No.
Doesn't have the Dolphin Street.
Here.
I don't know what record this is though. Conversations or
This is a just found live recording of Bill Evans from 1975 in Canada.
So is this Impulse too?
No, this is Kraft.
Kraft. Okay, so Kraft is jumping on the Resonance Bill Evans.
No,
bandwagon.
that's Residence. This is Bill Evans.
Resonance.
This is a discovered recording.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds better than the Residence albums by far.
Resonance.
It sounds a lot better than a lot of their
Kraft Bill Evans.
recordings.
I'm looking this up. I read about this, and I'm looking it up. Does it have a name?
Yeah.
What is it? The Concert of Bangladesh? Where is this? What's the name of the concert or the record?
Dude, you can't read on the top of there?
No, because I'm on a different screen. I'm on the Google. I'm on Google and you're yelling at me. What's it say? Okay, now I have to blow it up. And it says Friday evening.
On a Friday evening, like tonight.
Yeah, I bet Bill wasn't having this much fun. You guys kvetching at each other.
Kvetching? You're kvetching.
Telling me I can't read. I'm not looking at the screen. I can't read. Look at that photo of Bill and the beard. Sold out, $35. Gomez, Elliot Zsigmond, Oil Can Harry's.
Go to Target. I can't find my Sonny Clark. I think I put it away somewhere. So, go to Target. I bought it from Target for $26. It's still, they're probably still selling it for that.
I was going to spend thousands of dollars tomorrow, so I'm saving my money for the big shop fest tomorrow.
Shop Fest? What? I'm not spending thousands of dollars tomorrow.
Kidding, neither am I. At the Goodwill, you can spend upwards of $11 and come home with a bounty.
Yes. Bounty paper towels.
Now today, after work, I thought, hey, this is the opportunity for me to go to the thrift shops in my neighborhood. And then I thought, well, I'm going out thrift shopping with Rob tomorrow. I shouldn't do that because it drives my family crazy.
So which direction are we going in?
Well, you got your east and your west. I know west a lot better than I know east. You seem to know east, Pasadena.
I don't know any of that valley stuff. I've been to a handful of places there.
Burbank. My first idea was Burbank Atomic Records, which is still closed. I called them today. Why are they still closed? What are they waiting for? And then you know what they said? They said, we're buying collections, but we're not selling. Before the COVID started, you could walk in there, and there's no room to walk. They're still buying. They have more records than possibly.
Do they sell online? Do they Discogs? They probably selling a lot. No?
There's no evidence. There's no evidence that they do. It's a pretty untechnical.
Maybe we should just make picket signs and pick it outside.
You know what they used to do? Before the COVID, on Wednesdays, they would put on their Instagram free records, and they would put out like 10 boxes of records out on the sidewalk. And I mean, people literally had like Beatle records and good stuff. But but stuff that was not in prime condition.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how fast do I have to drive on the Ventura Freeway to get to Burbank before some other schmo? Like, go through and look through them. Don't just grab the whole box. Come on, people. So anyway, why are they buying records but not selling them when they have way more records than fit in their store?
I don't think this is a huge issue. Just go to another store. Is there another record store in Pasadena that you've been to before?
Yeah, I've been to a bunch of record stores in Pasadena, not in years, so I don't know if they're still open for COVID or in business. So I thought you were going to do the research.
I did go. So I went into my local record store. A gentleman works there. I told you, who's a bass player for the band The Muffs.
Mm-hmm.
And Rachel, the music ma'am, I remember mentioning, was a fan, I believe. So I went in there and I had a Muff CD because my buddy's record company reissued all of it. And I had him sign it for Rachel. So that's what I did. I did a good deed today.
So you did a mitzvah.
Yeah, and then I sliced my finger.
For Rachel. And then the karma came back at you.
Yes. Hello, Nick. Nick's going up to Austin tomorrow to go record shopping. But you know, yeah, he's acting like it's a huge deal. But if me and you are going to Pasadena, which is kind of the same distance from where he lives to Austin. Ronnie, yeah. Yes, Ronnie. I went in, said, "Hey, Ronnie." He goes, "What's up?" We have a mutual friend other than, you know, I've just met Stephen Schnee, but I said Stephen Schnee knows who I am. We know who each other are. So he's a cool dude. And he signed
it with no qualms, didn't request.
Not at all. Nice guy. But I walked in because they still require a mask, and I didn't realize it. Because I'm fully vaccinated.
It's a cool store, a little pricey, I think.
On new records, but used stuff, they you know what I find nowadays that we live in is they had some good Art Blakey's there. I almost bought a used Art Blakey that I had heard was a good album from the 70s. But you know, like any other place that buys used records, when you see something there, I bought a Cannonball Adderley best of album there for $12, and I love it. So
this is a while ago, not today.
Not today. But you know, it's the one in my neighborhood. There's no other record stores. That's the one.
Is that walking distance from you?
I do walk there. I would say it's about a
Wilshire to Santa Monica. That's a trek, but you know, it's not impossible.
Yeah, Wilshire to Santa Monica is a 3-minute walk to the streets. It's technically in West LA from Santa Monica.
So it's kind of east of you.
Yes. And I walk to exercise, so I do walk there.
I used to go there because I worked at 2 different places in West LA. So when I worked at the big insurance company, I used to go there after work sometimes. And then way before that, before your time, did you know that store was in a different location?
No, where was it?
It was on Pico near Sepulveda.
Awesome.
Across from
is that where it's a head shop now or a weed store?
Well, across the street from it is a big used to be like a tiki restaurant that became a exotic dance club.
Strip joint.
That too, yeah. I guess they do that too there. I don't know. I only go for the exotic dancing. But
there's a couple over there.
They may have some of those.
Fantasy Islands one.
Maybe that's probably the one we're talking about. That's
Fantasy Islands strip club.
From you, it's across the street. Maybe they kept the tiki culture from when it was just a restaurant. But I used to go.
Well, as long as I lived in Santa Monica for a lot of years, that record surplus has been there. Well,
when I worked for Philips Polygram, that was 92 to 96 before you came to LA.
No, I came in at 93. I've moved to in 96, Santa Monica, 96.
The whole life story. Yes, we're talking about Ronnie Burnett. Did we acknowledge that from 20 minutes ago? Yes,
I did. You just no one else is interested in commenting.
That store does occasional in-store concerts. I don't know if you've seen them.
I've never been there for a concert. I've never heard that there was one.
Dave Provost, my old buddy from the Dream Syndicate, has played there. I can't remember who he played with because he plays in so many bands, but there's YouTube. If you go to YouTube and look for in-stores at Record Surplus.
Well, now people are watching us on YouTube and you're sending them to go somewhere else on YouTube.
No, later. We can't afford to lose any more visitors because we're down to, there's only like 10 or 20 of you out there. So are you going to blow up anything this 4th of July?
Someone just set off something not too long ago near me, at least close enough that I could hear it. 4th of July in LA is like probably Saturday night in Beirut.
Well, we had a massive explosion just a few days ago, right? You heard about that? Downtown LA? You didn't hear that?
Yeah, I did hear that they
1,000 or 5,000 pounds of fireworks.
Killed a family, killed some members of a family, right?
It didn't kill the family this time. Last year it did. Last year it happened in Riverside. An entire house just blew up, and it was very devastating. This time it was in the bomb squad truck, and the bomb squad truck.
Oh, yeah, I saw that on the internet.
Blew up. Bomb squad trucks are not supposed to blow up in the middle of a neighborhood. So you're right. Be careful. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in LA. But
one of the oddest things ever happened is I tend to not really go out on 4th of July and stuff. But I was driving through the 110 freeway through downtown, and it looked like I was in a war zone. It was just crazy. Just on both sides of me, the whole freeway.
That's what it looks like from way up high.
So someone has
commented. Record Surplus. I was a regular at Balcony Coffee across the street.
Balcony Coffee.
Is that near the Fantasy Island on Pico? That's at the old location. I don't know Balcony Coffee. But we probably need to look that up. We don't need to.
We did have another record. We had that chain that went out of business. So I forget the name of it now. It was right down the street. It was mostly CDs and DVDs place. They really didn't have vinyl. I'm forgetting the name of it.
Second Spin?
Second Spin. That was it. It
was a dumpy place. Never liked it.
Well, I went in there. I wasn't collecting vinyl at the time, so I would buy used DVDs. And
that's some used there. Their merchandising and stuff was pretty horrible.
Yeah, but they were, I think, a sub part of another bigger chain because they had FYE. They had FYE kind of stickers on their stuff.
For your entertainment.
Yes.
For your entertainment. So, driving west tomorrow, you could go. Well, if you come all the way out here to the Woodland Hills, and you drive west, my store, which is CD Trader, which is mostly vinyl now, if you want, it's got a Goodwill right across the street.
Here's what I think, if you don't mind.
I'm giving you the whole layout, but go ahead.
I know the Valley very well from my years of testing movies. So I suggest that we go down the 101 towards Ventura. That's my suggestion.
Well, I was
the story you wanted to go to, but was never open.
Yeah, Atomic is not really even close to the freeway. So, but going west, you got Freak Beat, which I never go to. That's in Sherman Oaks, small, good store. And then going further west, North Hollywood has like no stores, even though that's where I'm from. North Hollywood Licorice Pizza, which has been closed for 25 years. Let's see. Burbank's got some Goodwills. Pasadena, Glendale. Glendale, I've been to a couple of Goodwills there. I don't know if there's a record. There's got to be a record store in Glendale. What's the city that's next to Glendale? Over in
Pasadena.
Oh, no, not that far. Let's look at a map, shall we?
Burbank.
No. What am I doing here? Map of Glendale. It's kind of off the beaten path. La Cañada, Flint Ridge. Eagle Rock is what I'm thinking of.
Is there record stores in Eagle?
Eagle Rock has a hip little, Eagle Rock is a college town with Occidental. So I bet Eagle Rock has a little cool street with your cafes and your hipsters and your thrift shops. Do you have time to Google this tonight or do the research? Because I got a big interview tomorrow at 8 a.m.
I'm almost certain that we will go out. I really subscribe to the model of just going, and what happens.
Wow, I thought that was my model, and you were the organizer.
You're being too overly planny about it.
That's fine.
I think we would enjoy the day better if we just see what happens.
You can argue more. Well, if you keep
I'm not about the arguing.
I am.
David seems to might know. He said Eagle Rock. Do you know if there's a record store in Eagle Rock, David?
Eagle Rock. I just said that. I said there's a cute little street in Eagle Rock.
That's the name of the record store?
Cute little? I'm going to the heavy metal punk store, but you can go to the cute little one. Eagle Rock has like I said, it's a college town. It's gentrified. It's got,
I know Eagle Rock. Dude, I live in LA. I've been there. Permanent Records is a place. It's open. There's a place called Permanent Record. No, that's wrong.
Eagle Rock Records.
There's no record store there.
Permanent Records. Permanently closed. I don't know if that's true or not.
No, it's open.
Is that a record store?
At noon tomorrow.
That place is a tiny little metal store.
Do you know Going Underground?
There's a couple that I know here. Let me get through the list here. Who else is on the list? Eagle Rock. Eagle Rock, Sunset, Permanent Records, a cool staple for secondhand records. But you don't want me to pre-plan this, so you'll be yelping while we're driving tomorrow.
I'm more about going to the thrift stores.
That's cool.
If we step into a record store, then we do well.
Gimme Records. That's a little further out of. Anyway, there's thrift shops everywhere in LA. You can't miss. Okay, let's see. Tim says he only has 2 record stores within 100 miles of him. I would say he has 2 records within 60 miles of him. Okay, 50 miles. Doing the math here on the map here. Where are you, Tim? What country, what state, what city are you in? I have no idea.
You might have to move to where there are record stores.
Well, eBay it. Discogs it. Eagle Rock, Glendale. See, now we're getting to a hipper part of the stuff that's way hipper than the Valley. We've got a lot of Poobahs. That's the big one in Pasadena. Poobahs. But let me tell you, do you know about the Pasadena City College record swap meet that's once a month?
No. When is that?
Once a month. It's probably the 3rd or 4th Sunday of the month. So Pasadena City College, it's really a giant flea market swap meet, but records are a huge part of it. Let's see if I can look that up.
Do you ever go to the Rose Bowl swap meet? That's a big one, right?
Yeah, but it's not good for records as far as I can tell. It's good for clothing and junk. I'm going to Google this so I can only do 2 things at once. One thing at once. I can only do one thing at once. Pasadena, the PCC Flea Market. 500 vendors. Record swap. See, record swap is part of their shtick. Wow, check this out. Am I on screen? Don't move. What screen is up here? Don't worry, guys. I'll have this up in a second. Talk amongst yourself.
All right, I'm gonna get some more water.
Get some more water. What are you doing that for? I'm trying to run a show here.
For health reasons, dude.
Trying to run a show. Oh shit. There we go. Pasadena record swap meet. Look at that. Blah, blah, blah. Just trying to entertain you guys. Upstate New York. Tim is in upstate New York. 2 thrift shops.
So when's the thrift swap meet?
Yeah, you'd think they would tell you on the page. Please note, we do not tolerate or condone music piracy. Okay. Closed to the public. They have this great website that tells you everything except when it is. See,
well, scroll down. Maybe it says it.
I already scrolled. Flea markets are postponed due to COVID.
Well, there you go.
It's usually, I think, the third. Here we go. Upcoming flea market is postponed.
Damn
it. I've only been to that once, but it's big. You still there? Where'd you go? Anyone home?
Yes, I'm here.
It's
I'm
okay.
walked out.
Get your
I
water.
was locked out of my own place.
Yeah? How'd you get in? Did you break through the window? Did you climb through the chimney?
Yeah, I don't have a chimney.
You should get a chimney. They're great in LA. So I went to the flea market once, and it's like tables set up. They take over the parking garage. No parking, just vendors. So you walk up the parking garage spiral, and each floor is stuff. So like the 5th floor is all records.
All right. Did you find anything worth going there for?
Funny story. Not that funny, but it's all we've got. So this poor old guy was walking around with a stack of 78s. And, 78s that were like the Glenn Miller and stuff. They're not super valuable. Everyone thinks they're valuable because grandma owned them, but everyone's grandma owned them, so they're not that valuable. So I kind of watched him go to a couple different tables, and they said, no, we don't want those. They're not worth anything. And he walked right in front of me into the trash dumpster and just dumped them all. Of course, I went in after them. I picked out a couple of choice ones, but the look on his face was like grandma's relics, and you're just dumping them in a parking garage in Pasadena. It seems like a little bit of
Well, he thought he had something worth something, right?
Yeah, but they have sentimental value. They have give them to your kids, grandkids. Give them to a collector. Say,
can I ask you a question?
I would have, or put them up down and say free, but throw them away.
You still have those 78s?
I have a collection of like maybe 150 78s. So that was probably the beginnings of my 78 collection. Whatever 3 records I fished out of there, I don't even remember. It might have been Andrew's sisters or something like that, or I don't know.
Were they in good condition?
I don't remember. Jesus. All 78s are in terrible condition for the most part. I
see them every day. I go thrifting.
Well, here's the differentiator between worthless 78s and valuable 78s. White artists, probably worth nothing. Black artists, probably worth something. And whether you're looking for monetary value, the quality of the music, there's a billion copies of Glenn Miller and Harry James and all that stuff.
Yeah.
If you find a Duke Ellington, okay, I have on 78, I have Duke Ellington, Lester Young, Count Basie, Dizzy Gillespie, Fats Waller. Those are Cab Calloway. Those are, I'm not saying super collectible, but worth having. But then the next step up would be, Billie Holiday. Could be worth $10 or $20. And then if you got into blues, you're into the hundreds of dollars maybe. But Harry James, I mean, three Harry James records weighs as much as, 300 songs on a CD. You know what I'm saying? They're bulky, they're heavy, they scratch easily, they break so freaking easily. That's my 78 story. Yeah, they do sound good if they're in good condition. I've got two different machines that play 78s.
My 78 stories are more about the year 1978.
Yeah?
Yeah.
6th grade, 7th grade?
Who knows?
Oh,
No, but I was 10 years old.
That would be 6th or 7th grade.
I actually don't remember much from 1978. Water. Why am I supposed to spin plates on my hand?
I knocked myself out of the studio completely.
Is that what you did? I thought you were just trying to make me feel awkward. Here's something. I did buy a couple shirts. T-shirts. Okay. Familiar with a website called Woot? WOOT?
Yeah, they have like the woot of the day.
Well, they're a little broad, but they sell shirts, so I got this one.
Oscar the Grouch wants you to go away. Well, Rob wants you to go away.
I think this shirt you'll like. They had a sale. These were $5 each.
And even crabbier than that one.
And I needed some new T-shirts.
Amazingly sarcastic man, and then fine print that I can't read. I'm going to pull it up. Hold on, don't move. Bitten by a sarcastic spider. That's kind of cute. I like Oscar Bitter. I'm sure they won't get sued by Children's Television Workshop. 1978, Saturday Night Fever on the radio, and Grease.
Yeah, but wasn't Boston's first album 78? Am I wrong? Am I wrong about that?
I'm going to play some Boston on the guitar, but I can't remember the song. Three chords.
That sounds more like a Doobie Brothers song.
Well, I don't have the distortion box, but yeah, that was the beginning of arena rock. Boston and Foreigner. It wasn't so much the classic '60s Rolling Stone sound. It was arena rock, which was for me when I stopped paying attention when we went that direction. But Van Halen came out either that year. Yeah, Van Halen probably came out in '78. Also in Pasadena. Tomorrow we're visiting the home of Van Halen. Won't that be fun? The hometown of Van Halen.
Okay. Tim's saying it was 76 or 77. Well, what about their second album?
What about it?
They put out 2 albums, and then another 10 years later, they put out their third album.
Yeah, you could probably find that information on the interweb.
Yeah, but that's what we have Tim for.
Or I can ask Alexa. Alexa, what year was Boston's third album?
Dude, you're setting off everyone's Alexa when you do that. His Alexa is Charlie Brown's teacher.
You said 1986 was their third album. That's not what we asked, though.
Do you have Alexa trapped in like a room? You're holding her captive.
Alexa, do you want to come out of your room louder? She said she doesn't know that one. Alexa, a little louder, please. I found a Lex on the side of the street. Did I tell you that story?
No, but I have to think you have a lot of stories of things you found on the side of the street.
I do.
You know those commercials for Grubhub, or I think it's for Grubhub, where the people see crap on the side of the street and they think it's like a giant pizza and something. Oh, I think of you when I see this.
I'll have to watch that commercial more carefully.
You know, the thing, if you live in LA, it's alleys. There's just alleys everywhere. And there are people that drive down alleys, and if they see a mattress or like an operable refrigerator or something, they pick it up and take it with them. And hey, Ty's listening to Cool Strutting. I told him to buy it because it's $20 on Amazon, or at least it was the other day. $19.99. It's the best value. If you like jazz, go buy that Cool Strutting Classic for $20.
I got Sonny Clark's other record at a different college swap meet. Believe it or not, Pierce College had a swap meet, and I got that for $10, which
Pierce
is a hell of a deal.
College reminds me of like just a giant high school.
It's high school continuation.
It's the 13th grade. The Cole Stratton sounds amazing. It's one of the better classic series to come out.
I'm gonna have to check it out. I may check it out, but I can't just buy everything that I like. You know, that's what
buy everything. You buy everything that you're welcome, Ty. You buy everything you shouldn't buy.
Well, I may change that behavior someday. If you guys are just joining us, we started off with this classic. Rob and I both enjoyed this record.
Yeah, but the difference is I was smart enough to not buy it and just take a picture of it, which has paid huge dividends. Already 16 people on my Instagram like it. So who's the smarter person?
Well, I may post it on Instagram and not even tag you. Let's see. Oh, side one is Ich hem mein Herz in Heidelberg verloren. What about what's Rachel's new baby boy's name, Henche?
Can you do something and play it backwards? Because I'm sure it'll go, join the cause of the Führer. Join the cause of the Führer.
That's one of my ideas is to play records backwards because I can do that on my new editing system. So if I do that, I've already thought of that. It wasn't your idea. But thank you for reminding me. It's a great idea. Okay, we got some good people making some good low budget.
Yeah, it's Ty. He came on with you. Let him come on last time.
Yeah, should we invite people on here?
It's your show. I'm here to help.
It's my show. Is it my show?
Yep.
Okay, because it doesn't feel like my show. The way you kind of, you know how you do.
What? I'm here to react to the things you put out.
A mono copy for $6,000. Did I do that right? Does that button seems like a pretty big button, doesn't it?
Which one?
The let's see. Can I post that in the chat or should I post it on oh yeah, it's fine. Never mind. I was looking at it in StreamYard instead of YouTube. So what else do we know about the Germans? Beer German is not a beverage, it's a food.
According
liner notes.
They make good razor blades.
They make a lot of good stuff. So you're learning about beer. To live in Munich, you must drink light or dark, Marzen, Stark, Bach, or Weiss. All good advice. I love Marzen beer, Weiss beer, Bach beer. I don't know what Stark is.
You learn a lot of good things off of the back of an album cover.
Or just hanging around the Goodwill. You don't have to buy the stuff. Just read it at the Goodwill.
Again, just take a picture of it. Take Pee Wee Herman's advice.
What was his advice?
Take a picture. It lasts longer.
Oh, I thought you were saying if you meet someone in a men's room, don't wear the same shoes. I'm having some. It looks like tar heroin, but it's not.
It's black licorice.
Yeah.
You know what? I have very simple rules of life. Okay. One is don't judge people who eat black licorice. I mean, in your whole life, you have a choice of having cherry or strawberry, which is a standard licorice flavor.
Not licorice; they're flavored licorice-like things. Licorice is a flavor.
Black licorice, that's what keeps that dark place about you is created by black licorice.
You can't have black licorice.
I can't have any. It's made just too much sugar.
Well, there is licorice with no sugar in it.
Yeah.
Do you know about the Dutch's obsession with licorice?
Which Duchess?
The people who live in Holland, they're called the Dutch.
You mean the Dutch? The Dutch. I thought you said Duchess.
The Dutch, apostrophe S. The Dutch is. The Dutch is.
Wait. I understand the apostrophe shows the possession, but the plural of Dutch is Dutch.
Okay, what's the possessive of Dutch?
I think you can get away with just saying the Dutch obsession with licorice.
Okay.
I think.
Let's go with that. Let's run with that.
Because I thought you said Dutchess like a member of royalty.
This is like the show where people correct your grammar.
I am no one to correct anyone's grammar.
Your teacher, for God's sakes. You grade papers all day.
I use Grammarly. I'm just trying to
understand what the hell I'm talking about.
Learn how you speak English.
So the Dutch people who live in Holland, which is in the Netherlands, and I've been there 2 or 3 times because I used to work for Philips. But even before I worked for them, I knew about the Dutch people's obsession with black licorice. Now, they have licorice that is not sweet, it is salty. It's very bizarre. Americans.
I think you were just eating a tire. Someone told you a licorice.
But once you get hooked on it, it's pretty, it's like amazingly bizarre. I'm going to show you because you're going to be amazed at what you're about to see here.
As far as I go, Swedish fish. But I thought the Australians loved licorice. I've had Australian licorice. It's quite good. I think what you have there is Australian licorice.
Yeah, probably. Australian licorice is very mushy and sticky.
It's good.
Dutch licorice. Most people think that Dutch licorice is painful. People are going to love this. Wait till you see how exciting this is, guys. I'm going to hit a button. You're going to see stuff. Do you see anything on your screen?
It looks like turds.
So the Dutch licorice a lot of it is very salty. And they say zout. Salt is zout. Z-O-U-T is salt in Dutch. So if it has a Z on it, it's salty. If it has a 2Z on it, it's double salty. If it has a 3Z on it, it's like eating a block of licorice flavored salt. And it's usually I give it to Americans and they spit it out immediately. They don't even let the flavor sink in. It like burns their tongue and they're just like,
but they eat a lot of weird ass shit. Don't they eat like petrified fish in a can?
They do.
Yeah.
They do. But the one I like is the Dutch licorice. Now, if you go to CVS or whatever in Holland, there will be an entire licorice aisle. Just like we have a chocolate aisle and a beer aisle, they will have an entire licorice aisle that's like 300 kinds of licorice. And I'm sure Low Budget Vinyl will back me up on my licorice story. Hopefully you came to back me up on the whole licorice shtick.
Oh, I really am. I'm not the biggest fan on black licorice, but if it's the only licorice around, I will have a few pieces.
Black licorice is a plague on humanity.
Salty.
If you go to Trader Joe's, they sell Australian style licorice that is quite good.
All right, I'll try it out.
Doesn't taste nothing like what the Dutch eat.
Well, we'd stay away from what the Dutch eat.
I would suggest you try some of this stuff because it's amazing.
Listen.
We don't
there's
have to talk about
the reason why most of the world eats similar stuff. The Dutch licorice thing hasn't caught on. Their contribution to the culinary world is not licorice.
What is it? Lutefisk?
Yeah, well, not even that. That's putrid fish in a can that you have to reconcentrate or something. I don't know. What do you wash it and let it dry? And
Well, I'm having Australian licorice. No budget final would rather talk about something besides that.
Oh, no, I'm fine.
What's the noise? What's the noise we're hearing?
it's feedback.
Is that me?
Yeah,
Hold on.
or it's Greg's pacemaker. One of the other two things.
I can't get too close to a magnetic field.
Now, at least you have one fan. David wants to know, where did you get your black licorice?
This is
How's
Australian.
it now?
I told you it was Australian. They make the best
It's
licorice.
Australian,
Yeah,
and she probably got it at Trader Joe's.
yeah.
But you
Trader
guys have
Joe's does good lic-
you guys have a world market.
They sell Australian style licorice at Trader
You know,
Joe's.
world market. Do you have that out there?
Yeah, World Market has candy from all over the world.
Salty Dutch licorice. The saltier, the better. Shaped like a little doggy.
You know what? I think salty black licorice is like code word for some sexual act.
Like a
Salty black licorice.
You can't afford a salty licorice, Rob. It's out of your budget, man.
I know.
you're more of a,
I'm eating that crappy Twizzlers shit that tastes like plastic.
you're more of a Alaskan pipeline kind of a guy, I think.
Hey, I don't discriminate. I think red vines are nasty too.
You were thinking of a Dutch oven, which has nothing to do with Dutch licorice.
Yeah, Dutch oven. You know what a Dutch oven is, right, Ty?
I don't, but well.
It's when you are in bed with someone and you fart and you pull the covers over their head.
Oh, okay. Come on, okay. That just naturally happens when you're a human being.
What's a rusty trombone then? Tell us about a rusty trombone.
Do you know what a Beverly Hills car wash is?
Oh no.
I don't even want to.
No, okay, something involving R. Kelly. I don't know.
Does Paris Hilton show up at one point?
Well, you're not that far off.
Okay.
There's this. So Michael, yeah. Again, I think you were involved in the conversation where I'm trying to get into Sun Ra. In our last stream we were talking about it, and I looked up and that they're coming out with a box set of that album, Liquidity. It comes out in the end of July, I think, or August.
Michael, thank you for reminding me.
It's $57 on Amazon right now. I have it in my cart.
What album is that?
So I'm trying to get into Sun Ra. His music, as far as what I've listened to, is at a place where I'm not at in my jazz journey. So I was asking people in our peanut gallery, is there a good Sun Ra album to start out with? And Michael's suggestion was this Liquidity album right there. And they're coming out with a special box set at the end of the month. And it is the vinyl version is $57 on Amazon right now. Pre-order.
That's not too bad.
He said the original's enough for me. Well, you know what? How about this? I recently got Apple Music, which I'm enjoying immensely out of all the streaming services I've had. And they seem to have just about everything. So I was listening to Liquidity on Apple Music and enjoying it in my car. Another thing is I did a video about this record company called Superior Viaduct. They are a reissue label out of Northern California. Yeah, they have their biggest album they have is the Mingus, the Sinner Lady, whatever that album is.
The Sinner Lady.
Yeah. But they just put out a Alice Coltrane album for $20, Greg.
Was that the one that I've been reading about?
I think someone else is putting a more.
Look at this one. Oh my God. Is this the one you're talking about?
Yeah. Superior
one.
Viaduct. Occasionally they have a 20% off sale, and most of their albums is $20. Go to Superior Viaduct's
There,
website.
I just have the wrong window open as usual. Don't move.
What does he play? Is he play a piano or is he a horn player?
Well, now he started off with all the other jazz guys back in the day as a pianist, but very quickly adopted a spiritual. I'm no one to say about him, but a spiritual identity as the Sun Ra. So he did spiritual jazz, and a lot of his stuff is very out there.
He is a cosmic traveler from a non-earthly dimension.
Yeah.
Go on.
He adopted this persona, but his early stuff is very typical jazz.
Okay.
So this Alice Coltrane album for $20, I just bought a crappy copy of it for $12 with you the other day.
So is this a good album to get?
It's not one of my top 5 favorite Alice Coltrane's. It's got a lot of symphony orchestra stuff on it. If you're hardcore Coltrane, this is good. But if you're getting first and second Coltrane, I wouldn't get this one.
So to you, Greg and Michael, and anyone else who wants to answer, just like Sun Ra, what's a good entry into Alice Coltrane?
Unpronounceable names.
Oh, he's saying her last album, Transliner, Translinear
Light,
is essential. Or is the whole album titled Translinear Light is essential?
No, Translinear Light. Yeah, I know that one.
Where can we find that?
I'm going to show it to you on the interweb. Very modern cover. See it? Is it up there? Keep taking it off screen. What the hell? I've done it again. Don't move. Who's producing this show?
You are. You know what? I think the black licorice is affecting your ability to manage this.
Well, you should see how I drive under the influence of black licorice.
I got a little bit of Alice Coltrane in that Impulse box set I got like a month ago.
You did get that. Is that good?
Yes, I didn't know it was a compilation at first, but when I before I bought it, I gave it a look over, and then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna get it because it has Yusuf Lateef, has Oliver Nelson, John Coltrane, Alice Coltrane. It just has a lot of good people on there. It has Quincy Jones Orchestra, Jazz Orchestra. Anyways, it's worth it. I think it's worth getting.
Her last album did not come out on vinyl.
There's one that's just coming out right now. Maybe you're referring to that one. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, tell me. I know nothing about Alice Coltrane.
Let me. They've been posting stuff on the Instagram because there's a little mini documentary that just came out, and it's kind of related to this record. Here it is. It's called Krishna Krishna. Imagine that. Make yourself big, Greg. How does that work?
What are you playing right now?
That's her new record, and the voice doesn't sound like her. It sounds like Nora Jones or something.
So, I mean, she's passed away, right?
Yeah, not that long ago.
So, is this a tribute album?
No, this is like, let's look it up, shall we? Two people talking about what we absolutely know nothing about. Trying my best. Krishna.
When I first heard her stuff on the compilation in the Impulse box set, it was it's a little bit out there, but it grows on you. It's good.
So she started out playing piano and then played harp. So she plays harp and piano. Here it is. Never before released album. There we go.
From what era?
Let's get it on the screen here. Then we can all read together. Damn it! I got the wrong window.
I didn't know she played piano. I thought maybe just harp because you hear a lot of it on her stuff.
Okay, which screen am I trying to get on screen here? Don't move. Please don't move. We're working on this. You still got that noise, Mr. Guitar Man.
That's weird because I'm using this.
Sounds like weirdness.
All right, how is it now? It's still echoey?
Yeah, now it's echoey.
But before it was
I think you're on some sort of frequency as a cell phone. That's what the ticking noise sounds like to me.
it's like tick, 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 tick.
Yeah, that's like you're picking up cell phone tower switches.
Here, let me see.
Now it's worse. It's like someone's trapped in your basement and using some sort of telegraph. I don't speak Morse code. Get me out of here.
Okay, I'm reading this. Recorded in 1981, never shared in this form with the world, whatever that means. Kirtan Turiya Sings is a stunning collection of 9 devotional songs, never before heard combination of Alice Coltrane's voice and organ. Available July 16th on Impulse. There you go.
Is that part of the Impulse 60 year or no?
Yeah, it says part of the legendary label's 60th anniversary celebration. Who plays on this? Just her?
Well, you're reading it, not me.
Well, I'm trying to see if it says any other players, and maybe it's just her.
Am I still making the funny noise, you think? Can you guys still hear it?
I don't hear it. I don't hear it now.
Okay. I think it was my Bluetooth maybe was on.
Hey.
It sounds better. This album is not jazz. It is not improvised. It is intentional, devotional, and spiritual, sung in Sanskrit. It is spacious and large.
Well, it is $23.99 right now on Amazon. It's a 2 LP set too, for $24.
Really?
Yeah.
And it would not be one of my first choices if you're new to Alice Coltrane. It's not jazz. It's her singing religious songs. It has a very spiritual, new agey kind of feel to it, the stuff that I listen to. And they've done a little documentary to go with it that's on YouTube. How do you pronounce that? Luaka Pop? I know the label you're talking about.
What about Journey into Stachentandia?
That's one of the real popular ones with her sitting on the big.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that one. That was probably the first one I got. Oops.
Is it good?
Yes. Listen to it on YouTube.
No, it's you can, if you have Amazon Prime, you can listen to it.
Listen to it on any streaming platform you want.
Well, if you have it.
I don't have Amazon.
I will go to sleep tonight listening to Alice Coltrane.
And
if I am murdered in my sleep, you know the reason.
You'll probably sleep better. You'll be like Sun Ra. You will be transported to a higher spiritual plane, and that can only help you.
Thank you. So, am I to refer to you as Greg, my spiritual leader?
Swami.
Yes. Spiritual guru.
And I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony.
And with a Mexican Coke, not an American one.
If you insist. Yeah, and if you want to make a donation you should donate all your possessions to my church. So Alice Coltrane had her church right out here in Calabasas, and it burned in the Great Fire about 2 years ago. What do they call those Hindu temples? Oh. The big thing she had, the center of spirituality something. That was literally not too far from here. After John died, she lived with her kids right out here. What's happening? What the hell was that?
Dog.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought
she wants more French fries.
I thought you were moaning at my story. The ashram. Yes. Luca Pop. Is that how you pronounce it? David Byrne. Is that what I said? I'm telling a story and somebody's moaning. Her ashram just burned in the big...
Liza, be quiet.
So she and her kids, after John died, lived a few blocks from here, and her kids went to the same high school that my son graduated from. Isn't that exciting? Robbie Coltrane.
And he plays the rusty trombone.
Robbie Coltrane and my son both played alto in the jazz band at the same school, 30 years apart. I think that's a fascinating story.
And you know what Robbie Coltrane tells his family? I played alto saxophone in a high school band. That's it.
Well, he also is John Coltrane's son and is a very
Yeah,
big.
he still tells people that. You know, I've
Now I
seen
want
pictures
to
of him.
go get licorice. Now I want
He
to
is
go
the
get
spitting
candy.
image.
I shouldn't eat in front of you guys. Rude of me.
Robbie Coltrane is the spitting image of John Coltrane. He is. It's eerie how close
Well,
he looks.
There was a John Jr.
Oh, maybe it's John Jr. Forget about Rob.
John Jr. died in high school. Right. Car accident.
All right, it's Robbie. It's crazy how much he looks like him.
There's a new documentary about Alice on YouTube. I don't know if they're going to release it as a film, but there's a 3-part series on YouTube. There's home movies of them at the ashram with Alice and her 3 kids. There's 3 kids, 4 kids. I think there's 4 kids. Oren, who's a drummer. That's it. That's all I got, guys.
Fascinating.
All right, so are you also in Calabasas?
I'm on the border of Calabasas and Woodland Hills.
All right, nice.
There's a big wall. They built the
Beautiful
wall.
area.
They built the wall to keep Greg out.
The Woodland Hillbillies, we call ourselves. You got Kardashians and all those people right over. Brittany.
The Kardashians.
Used to run into Brittany all the time. And the Jenners. And Kanye. My son ran into Kanye.
Interesting.
We're dropping names in LA. That's what we do. Right, Rob?
I don't drop any names. I do go up to people and say, I know Greg. And they go, who?
Greg went on live stream talking about how well he knows you for 20 minutes and you never heard of him. Yeah. That's probably true. Carlos Santana did an album with Alice Coltrane. It's kind of cool. It's kind of trippy. That might be a good record, first timer.
I'll have to check that out.
Rock person. With
Take
some
care.
moodly guitar playing.
What's up, Nick?
I'm gonna have to.
It's funny. I saw a few streams going on before this, and just people go from stream to stream to stream.
Stream hopping. That's what you do.
I'm gonna go grab an album. I'll be right back.
You're a stream hopper, Rob. So, what is the frog joke? There's the frog of Calaveras County. What's the parable? What's the joke? You know where we're going with this, Rob?
Am I what?
Are you listening?
I hear you. I got an email from a student. I was just checking.
All right, here's a record I ordered a while back on eBay. I finally got.
And the winner is?
It's a promotional copy of Ralph Towner and John Abercrombie, Saragossa Sea. And
I know that word.
I just started listening to it on YouTube like a month ago, and so I had to get a copy. It's really good. It's just 2 guitars and some piano here and there, but it's comparable to like Friday Night in San Francisco, but totally different style, but kind of similar vibe. But
I have that.
Super
I got
happy.
Friday Night in San Francisco. I have.
Yeah, I got the 45 RPM version recently, and it's really good.
Yeah, I have the 33.
Yeah, I have both. So yeah, at that show when they
I
recorded
got
that,
33
my friend Tony.
at the thrift store. Although I've
You found
heard
what?
the Friday night in San Francisco, I have a thrift store copy that sounds fine. You can find Al Di Meola a lot at thrift stores.
Yeah, the original
Yeah,
one's mixed by Bob Ludwig. I'm pretty sure Bob Ludwig mixed the original one, I think.
Well, the concert,
But the new one's mixed by Bernie Grudman and Chris Bell.
the concert was the brainchild of this guy Danny Scher, who's the same guy who did the Monk at Palo Alto concert.
They did a
Nice.
second concert, right?
Who?
Al Di Meola, John McLaughlin.
They did. Yeah, they did 2 shows that weekend. They did a Friday and a Saturday night. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but there's another album. I mean, that's what I meant.
Yeah, they have an album where it was them in the studio, and I think they did it a couple times like that. But I know there's for sure one where they're in the studio and then the live one. But get the 45 RPM one. It's one side, one song mix because there's not that many songs.
No, I know, but
Mediterranean.
Like, no, I have quite a few 45s, but I just said I don't want to get up every 5 minutes. I really do. Listen, I mean, I don't have a system that you could probably really tell the difference between the both. I do have a bunch. The only reason I got 45 versions, like I bought all the new Nickel Creek albums that have been reissued, only because, but only because there was no other choice. They were done in 45.
Okay.
But if I have my choice, like I have the Oscar Peterson We Take Requests, and they're about to come out with the 60th anniversary one. But I bought the 45 from Analog Productions, and there's no need to buy the 33.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my story. I'm going with it. But for me, I feel like it takes you out of 5 minutes is not enough time to put yourself in a place you need to be. You know what I mean?
I got you. Yeah. So you have to get,
I feel like, the first kind of blue I bought was the MoFi 45, which sounds awesome. But my copy was a little dusty, so it had some pops on it. Yeah, it was a little dusty. Then I got the mono remaster from 2013, and it was such a different experience because I didn't have to get up and flip the record every 10 minutes.
You know what's
yeah,
keep going. Well, I didn't. Don't you guys are gonna laugh at me here, but I thought 45 RPM records were cheaper ones. Because I actually didn't like 45 RPM because I was like, what? Why is this spinning a bigger record? My concept in my head was it's spinning it faster, so it's not going to sound as good because the needle. So that was my. I know it's different. There's wider grooves on the 45, and so the needle can read more supposedly. But so it wasn't until this.
Yeah,
I blame the VC though because I really didn't know that. Like I've been collecting vinyl for like half my life, but it wasn't until I was watching the vinyl nerds who are like, true audiophile, 45 RPM. And I'm like, what? But so then I got sucked in a little bit.
If the slower, the better sound, then if you could produce a record at 0 RPM, that would be infinitely awesome.
The Rycooter one is good though because it's a 33 RPM and it's the original master. It's a MoFi.
I'll tell you something. Okay, so I've been getting a lot of records in the mail lately. And if you follow the University of Vinyl, that dude, his channel is taken off crazy because he started his channel not long before I did. And he's already at 5,000 subscribers. Some crazy number.
That annoys me.
Yeah, well, because the content he produces is actually good, as opposed to me acting like a moron for 5 minutes.
Thank you.
So his he did one about Doug Sax. So I had my eye and my card at Acoustic Sounds of this 2010 Rhino reissue of Ray Charles, the great Ray Charles album. It's all instrumental, but it says on the hype sticker, mastered by Doug Sax. I don't know anything from a hot mix album, which I think Tim, the University of Vinyl, was definitely about Bob Ludwig, but this album is kind of hot, and it's great, and it has a lot of life to it, as opposed to the other album I just got that Mazzy suggested on the Hoffman forums is a Kevin Gray master of Soul Brothers, Milt Jackson and Ray Charles. It's $20 on Amazon right now, by the way. That's another good pickup.
All right.
There's also a Bernie Grumman org version out at the same time. The Kevin Gray is 140 gram. The Bernie Grumman is 180, but it's $30. But for this $20, it sounds great. It's a great album. It's a good pair with the great Ray Charles, and I think it was a final. This is weird. Acoustic Sounds had a final sale. You couldn't return it, but it is awesome. I don't want to return it. That Doug Sax makes it hot.
And what album is that again?
Let me try and fish it out. You two talk to each other. Let me see if I can find
Doug Sax. I don't know what he's talking about. Ray Charles.
Yeah, I'm on the fence. I want to get the what's it called? The Herbie Hancock Headhunters, the 45 RPM, just because I really love that album, and I'm curious to hear. And the one I have is the vinyl music on vinyl.
I just got a copy of that. I'm going to answer Michael's question at the next break.
I think the music on. I'm curious about music on vinyl. They don't say how their albums are mastered, and I'm saying it's probably digital.
Music on
it says audio. It says audiophile, man. They can't be lying.
Okay, so here's.
Is it a real label? Is it one of these fake labels?
It's a European. They do a lot in Colombia.
That's right. They do Legends of
the Great Ray Charles.
Does that say Rhino at the bottom?
Yeah, it's a Rhino reissue.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So those are legit.
Doug Sax, right there. You see it.
Okay.
Hard card stock. They're reissues. They haven't done a lot of jazz, but this thing is awesome. It's all instrumental. Shows you how good
I love that. I have an instrumental of Ray Charles on a 45. I wonder if that song's on there.
Do you know the name of it?
I'm gonna go grab it. It'll take me 1 second. Hold on.
But this is the one that's $20 on Amazon right now.
I'm gonna pick that up for sure.
It's all instrumental, and actually, Milt Jackson plays the piano on this.
Piano instead of vibes, huh?
He does play vibes, but he also plays the piano.
In addition to piano.
Yeah.
Fab.
$20. I would get it.
Digital doesn't necessarily mean bad, unless it's from a CD like those Eurotrash labels.
Yeah, no, but this is good. I'm getting it's because I have it in my sleeves.
It's okay. You can tilt it.
Well, it's reflecting the screen.
I get it. You just tilt it off screen there. Let's go to Michael's question. Question from the audience. Greg, how did you connect with Alan Brofman on the Valley of Search label, the sax player I interviewed last week? Michael was there for the whole interview. Do you know Patricia Brennan, the Vibes player? I interviewed her last year. Didn't know who she was. She put out an album beginning of this year. It's kind of taken off. She's gotten tons of great reviews. I think it's the first and only all-female solo Vibes album. Anyway, the two of them are on the same label. Alan Brofman and Patricia Brennan are on the same label. And he started following me on Instagram, and we followed each other, as they say. That's how I connected with him.
And you sent him some flowers.
And the funny thing is, he's got a awesome album collection. He was part of the free jazz movement. He's played with everybody. Not only did he play with Carla Bley, he toured with the Psychedelic Furs. I bet you didn't know that, anybody.
So, so Nick is saying that music on vinyl is digital.
Yeah, we know that.
Hey, I'm just,
It's funny though. On the sticker, it says 180 gram audiophile vinyl.
well, the vinyl is audiophile.
Audiophile vinyl is any vinyl that an audiophile owns, so that makes it audiophile vinyl.
But they sound pretty good in my opinion. Like I have Headhunters, and it sounds really good.
From music on vinyl.
Yeah. By Herbie Hancock.
But they, the Analog also does do a 33 version of Headhunters too.
It's 45 right now. The one they have. It's double vinyl.
No, the one they have two versions of it.
Okay, I want to get the 45 because I'm curious how much better it sounds.
Well, again, it sounds better on. It probably you can notice the difference on a very high end system.
I could tell the difference. Like, I compare like the one step or the new Stevie Ray Vaughan one they did.
Yeah, to which one?
And what's it called? Couldn't Stand the Weather.
What did you compare? To the original press or?
Yeah, I have an original pressing that I got for like $5 back in the day, and obviously the surface noise is less on the one step. The drums and the bass and the vocals all sounded better, but the guitar did not sound better. Like there was actually, they took a lot of the dynamics out, and you could really hear it on Tin Pan Alley. Like if you play the first 3 minutes of each one, it was super obvious because you could just, when Stevie Ray Vaughan would attack the strings with more attack, you could really hear it on the original pressing. So that was the only thing I was a little disappointed in, but it was still really good. Overall, it's a really good one step.
All right.
But I highly recommend getting there's one Acoustic Sounds put out though. And I think I want to get that one just to kind of
actually
hear. I think it's
Speaker's Corner has a Stevie Ray Vaughan. I don't know which one it is. Which they're an audiophile label who I love. I have a bunch of their albums. They're good.
Speaking of music on vinyl, this is a Stevie Ray Vaughan music on vinyl, and this one is mastered by Bob Ludwig. It's before he was Stevie Ray Vaughan. It's just Stevie Vaughan with Jackie Newhouse on bass, and super good. It's a live performance they did, and it was like I actually got to talk to the bass player one night. He played with another guitar player I was watching, and I talked with him about this gig, and he said it was kind of a short notice gig, and but anyways, they killed it that night.
Do you know the band?
Now it's digital. Damn it!
Do you know the band that Ray played in before he was famous in Texas?
Oh yeah. I got her name. I got her right here. Luann Barton was one of them. Cobra was another one. He even played in the Thunderbirds.
I was referring to a band called Crackerjack.
Ooh, no, I haven't heard of that.
Well, the guy that replaced him in Crackerjack, Gary Myrick and the Figures.
Okay, I think he was in Cobra also.
Anyway, he lives here in Calabasas. He agreed to come on the channel. He keeps putting me off, but really good blues player. He's got a new record out doing a bunch of Robert Johnson bluesy stuff. Sonorgi is here. Stephen Schnee is here. Hold on. I'm going to go in order.
I know.
The Schnee man is here. The Schnee himself.
He's Schnee.
A flock of seagulls. Yeah. We mentioned the Psychedelic Furs a few minutes ago, Stephen Schnee. But you missed the only new wave reference of the night. And then Sonorgi Basra from the Pete LaRocca drummer is who you're talking about, I assume.
Yeah, he got the.
That's awesome.
That's the 80th.
And you got some distortion. I don't think mine had any distortion, but I got maybe an earlier.
Maybe my copy of Hank Mobley Soul Station has like a blip on side 2. Blip.
Well, that's why we need to go
Oh.
digital.
Hey, Rob, I forgot to ask you. The song on this 45 that I have of Ray Charles is Doodlin' Part 1 and 2.
That one. That's
I
doodling.
actually can't recall what it sounds like. It's on there?
Yeah. First song on side
Nice.
2. This album,
Yes, and it's.
I don't think
Oh, I definitely want to get
this
that.
album, well, it's $15. I bought it for $15 on Acoustic Sounds. I don't know if it's still available. I think they might have sold out because I posted it on Hoffman Farms.
Well, that's not good, Rob.
Well, I didn't know. I didn't know there was another cheap ass bastard in the VC than me. Let me see if it's still there.
We have no choice, Rob.
Hey, listen, I feel like I'm living a very fruitful VC life at a pauper's, budget.
Well, Michael from 45 RPM Audiophile ruined it for everyone because that dude just gets stuff before they make it.
Well, I know. You know what I say to him? So, it's still available here. I'm going to post the link right now, Ty. And it's 10%. It's 10% off this whole weekend.
And that's on Acoustic Sounds?
Yeah, I'm going to post it right now.
I'm posting the link if any of these people want to come on board here, like the Schneeman or Elliot or Sonorgi.
There you go. Go buy it. This album is for $15, but it's final sale, which is weird. But it's so worth it. It's a hot mix.
Sonorgi, what country are you in? May I ask? Because we have, one lady on the chat. Finally, Terry Gibbs on Vibes yesterday. Terry Gibbs, there's some clips of him.
Is that the person who sang "Somebody's Knocking"?
Terry's still alive, I think, and he plays Vibes, and there's clips of him on the Tonight Show in 1950 something. They're pretty cool. Elliot Cruz. Sonorgi. Okay, now this is going so fast I can't keep up with you guys.
I know, it's all the East Coasters are joining in.
Gibbs.
Don't you guys go to sleep?
And Room Full of Blues. And Michael met Stevie.
I'll be right back.
So that guitar player I was just talking about, Gary Myrick, who played in the band that Stevie Ray Vaughan was basically kicked out of, knew Stevie Ray Vaughan, and met Jimi Hendrix. I'm just,
That's awesome, man.
He'll tell us the story if he ever comes on the show.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, that'd be cool to have him on.
He's doing a live stream tomorrow live from Ojai. I should post that because he keeps bugging me to promote it. In Germany, okay, we were just. I knew you were in Europe. I just wasn't sure what country. Sonorgi. Her name is not Sonorgi.
Yes.
She posts some really cool avant-garde, odd and rare records on her Instagram.
Someone mentioned the Thunderbirds. Yeah, man, they're killer. That's cool. You got to see them with the original lineup. That's awesome. Most people know this album's Girls Go Wild. This is a must-have. Best tone ever on guitar.
Who else plays
Killer guitar playing.
Who else plays in there? That's not what
it's Jimmy. Jimmy Vaughan and Kim Wilson, Keith Ferguson, and Mick Buck. But this album's legend. This is probably, I'd have to put it top 5 of the greatest blues albums of all time.
Top 5. What was I just going to say? I forgot. I'm thirsty.
Something about Gary. We were saying about Gary earlier. He was going to live stream.
I have to post his live stream for tomorrow. Let's see if I can find it. He's playing some festival in Ojai, California. It's going to be really hot there.
I'm playing tomorrow night at South Fork Food Court, and they're going to do a fireworks show for our last couple songs. It's going to be pretty cool. Hopefully it doesn't rain. There's a strong possibility it might rain tomorrow, though.
Possibility.
And we're playing outside.
I'm going to post this in the comments. Not that anybody's going to do that. and I'm going to post it on my thingy. If I can figure this out. Damn it, can't do that. And then I'm going to try to show you the doodad, the hoo-ha. It's Bernie Larson. I don't know who that is. Gary Mark. Yeah. An interview with Terry Gibbs. He's, what, 99 years old, probably? I have some really old records of his.
Yeah, this guy, Alan, have you heard of Alan Haynes? He used to play with Stevie Ray Vaughan a lot, and he actually has Stevie Ray Vaughan's guitar that Stevie gave to him. Or he bought from him back in the day. Anyways, this dude is still, he plays in Austin a lot.
What the?
But he's a ripper, man, and not that many people know about him.
Sorry. Yeah, is he a local guy? Did you just say? I wasn't listening.
Well, he's like a local. He's a legend. He's, I mean, Stevie Ray Vaughan looked up to him. So, and there's pictures of them jamming out together and recordings and stuff. I'm pretty sure some audio stuff. I could be wrong though, actually. But there's pictures of them jamming out.
Okay, enough about me. Back to you people.
Yeah, I had this cool small album that I can't find.
Small?
Anson Thunderbird. This is a guy who's a legend right here that also Stevie Ray Vaughan was influenced by, and he's still around, but he is a beast on guitar right here. This guy is crazy good. Anson Thunderbird.
Don't know.
Yeah, this dude's great.
Yes, Johnny Flash to Anson Thunderbird.
The best guitar. If you hear his guitar tone so damn good, it'll give you it just mind-boggling.
We'll have to check that out. Rob, write these names down for me. Thank you. Sonorgi says, we were talking about Terry Gibbs. Alice Coltrane would not have met John Coltrane if Terry Gibbs hadn't hired her on piano. Did not know that. Don't think I knew that. Michael Valente worked the Doors. Not for the Doors or just the door? Mike Gibbs, no, I'm getting confused. There are too many names coming at me now. Jimmy Thackeray. Did I give you guys oh God.
We play his song "I Can Tell." You can go hear it on my band's website.
Give us the link.
Time Miles. Time Miles and the Hard Times. I don't know how to post that on. I'm using my phone right now, but it's Time Miles and the Hard Times.com. Time Miles and the Hard Times. TYEE.
He's gonna make me Google it.
TYEE Miles and the Hard Times.
You guys have Facebook? Do you have an actual website?
Yeah, we have an actual website and we have Facebook.
Oh, here we go.
But we have I Can Tells on there. We recorded that song.
What I found you. There you are.
Yeah.
You're one of those people. You're Ty Miles. Ladies and gentlemen, Ty Miles. There's his whole life story. We'll get to that later.
Yeah, no worries.
We don't have time for his whole life story.
There should be some music, but I think I Can Tell is already playing. Yeah, if you hit play down there, it'll. Not that you guys need to hear. Not that you need to hear it right now, but.
Is that on a major label? Is that on a major label that's going to shut me down?
Oh no, that shouldn't. I don't think. I don't think you would get shut down for that one.
Well, it's not.
But we can play it safe. We can play it safe.
Oh, there's no button there. There's no button. What am I pressing on? There's no button.
It's in the bottom left corner, I think. Where there's a little play
thing right here. Oh, that thing. Okay. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
It sounds good. Good guitar.
Oh, I can tell because it's plain to see.
But yeah, it's a total Jimmy Thackeray version we're doing.
Just the way you look at me. Well, now the way you kiss,
Shouldn't mess up the music.
you hold my hand.
I'm a big fan of John Frusciante.
Cool stress zone.
Baby, I can understand. Well, I can tell. I can tell. I know you don't love me no more.
Yeah, you guys get the picture.
Thank you.
Yeah, jamming.
Good guitar
Yeah, thank
sound.
you,
I
thank
like
you.
the stress sound. Now, DW likes to come on and talk about John Frusciante. So, if you want
Yes,
to
I'm
talk
a huge fan of John Frusciante.
so is this guy. The two of you can just get together and do your own. Go ahead. What do you have to say about Mr. Frusciante, who just rejoined the Chili Peppers?
I
I got to see him
saw-
live with the Chili Peppers. It was awesome for Stadium Arcadium tour.
Okay, my story's better than yours.
Okay, keep going.
So,
Better be.
when I was in college, we had a small area that bands played every Friday night. It was designed to hold maybe a couple 300 people. Somehow the school booked the Chili Peppers. And then
Hell yeah! Back when they was
then
this when
4,000
John Frusciante was still in the band though? Because they had like
hold
6
on,
guitar
I'm old.
players.
I'm old.
Okay.
He just joined the band. He was 17 years old. No, actually, this is right before. No, he was just joined the band, and they got 5 songs out, and the cops shut it down.
That's awesome, man.
Here, let me find a picture because it's on the internet. And Greg, if you could show it. And then 30-something years later, a friend of mine is friends who I know the guy. I'm friendly with him. He's married to Flea's sister. So we got
Wow,
to
what a
go.
trip.
So we got to go to a warm-up show at the Troubadour. So 30 years apart, I saw them with 1,000 people in this small area, and then I was at the Troubadour with 100 people watching them. That's pretty good.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Is that better than your story?
It is. You win on that one, Rob. Damn it.
Thank you.
I was gonna say he has a lot of solo stuff too. That's really good. He actually has more albums out than the Chili Peppers. I'm pretty sure by now. And but yeah, he's a legend, man. I remember when I had Mother's Milk before Blood Sugar Sex Magic came out, and we used to play that on cassette tape like crazy when we were kids, and when I was in like 5th grade. But it was a big deal when Blood Sugar Sex Magic came out, and then that album just killed it.
Hey,
But
Greg,
yeah,
in private chat, I'm sending you this link. It's the whole concert. Someone recorded it at my school.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, here I'll post the link. You can watch it. But if you could play a little bit of it, you could probably see me. You could probably see me in it.
What's the?
You see Rob trying to stage dive.
I did it in the private chat.
Oh, you did it
I'll
that
post
way.
it in the regular chat so other people
If I
can
can
watch it.
learn how to do anything here, because I'm not that. I'm not
Let me
that.
read some of these comments here.
I just posted it in the other chat, in the regular
Dude,
chat.
Nick, seen the Mother's Milk tour. Nice.
How do I make? Don't move. Hold on. Don't move. Just hang on.
Come on, show it, man. Stop it. Stop slowing down.
I'm doing some buttons here. I gotta press a lot of buttons. Okay, we're gonna stop it until I can figure out how to make all the multimedia come together. Whose head? Where does his head go?
Nice. You got every Frusciante record. Is that on? I have quite a few on CD. I have probably like 5 albums. But do you have those on vinyl? I don't have any on vinyl though. That's what I need to get, some Frusciante on vinyl.
Here we go. You're gonna hear some noisy noise. So look for Rob.
I'm probably, if you're looking, so that's Schaefer Court at Virginia Commonwealth University in '89.
What year is this? 1956?
Yes. We had outdoor plumbing.
You had a different kind of a coif back then, probably.
So I'm over to looking at the screen. I'm over to the right, to the left. So this is an area designed for 300 people.
And it's like straight like a festival.
It's 3,000 people there, just crammed into it. So
I see Rob. He's standing right there in that telephone area. He's chilling. His arms crossed.
One of my fraternity brothers, I think they're the guy in the blonde hair in the middle. So they played for 20 minutes. So someone recorded all this.
Dude, what a trip, dude.
Isn't that cool?
There's not even a stage. It's like a little tiny stage.
There's Frashante right there with his,
I think on the right.
He joined. Yeah, this was when he just joined.
That's probably like one of his first shows with them. Definitely one of his early shows with them, probably.
Yeah. Isn't this cool?
Yeah, that's rad, dude.
That was definitely a highlight. They put a plaque there, by the way. There's a plaque in that spot.
Chili Peppers once played here.
Damn, DW, you are laying the smack down right now on me, and I'm gonna have to go get some Frashante on vinyl.
This was before they had video phones with videos and stuff. How do you do this?
Off of a phone, cell phone.
They had
Rob traveled back in time and filmed this with his iPhone.
It was a camcorder, dumb dude.
I thought it was a film. It was one of those film things.
That guy right there who's dancing weird, he's from the future. You can tell by the clothes he's wearing.
Yeah. This is around. So there were my two fraternity brothers. See those guys right there? The guy with the back hair?
That mullet? Mullet?
Yeah.
He looks like a tough mofo.
Look at it. It's crazy. People were just hanging out all over.
And where is this at again? Chicago or something? Where are we at?
Richmond, Virginia, dude.
Okay. Where Lamb of God's from.
What?
Lamb of God, I think it's from
Gore. Gore. I went to college with Gore.
I played West Virginia. No, we played Virginia. We played by some fucking beach bar. It was called Beach something.
Like they're trying to shut them down, but they're not going. There's Chad Smith.
That is Frashante. That's when he had his mohawk. That's when he just joined the band.
Right,
you know what's crazy? I'm pretty sure he's using an Ibanez. He's not even using a Strat at this time.
He's 17 years old.
He's using like an Ibanez. It's if you could see his guitar, I'm almost positive it's an Ibanez at this phase of because it's so early in the.
Did your school pay them? $100 maybe?
Yeah, they were paid to be there.
Dude, they did this for free, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, they were okay. I was saying, I'm sure they probably didn't even care. They were like,
see that brick wall? People started sitting on it, and the cops came. This just proves white people have no soul. Look at that guy on there dancing. It's like he's having
Yeah, Nick, I think he's saying 90 degrees. That might be might be Ibanez at this time. So, the only reason I thought that there's footage of them playing at the Roxy around this time, and when he has that hairstyle, John Frashante, and he's playing at Ibanez, and it's like, what?
So my first live stream, DW came on and talked about Frashante for an hour. So go look back in the archives.
Yeah, I'll go check it out, man, for sure.
That's called a vinyl rundown classic.
What's kind of crazy about Frashante is when Stadium Arcadium came out, I had a feeling he was going to part ways, possibly, with the Chili Peppers, just because it was a double album, and had like over 20 songs. But he left, and Josh Klinghoffer did a great job filling his shoes, but. He's back, so the next album is going to be really, really good. I'm looking forward to it.
She's standing on my Marshall stuff. Please don't.
So, Rob, are you from Virginia?
DC part. So this is Richmond, the capital, which is kind of the center of the state. Northern Virginia. Look at that.
Oh, Johnny testified to kick a hole right in the sky. That's crazy.
So this looks like a very academically well-rounded institution you've got here, Rob.
It is. It depends on the day of the week. It's the biggest school.
Higher learning, and I see the ivy all over.
It's the biggest school in the state, depending on the day.
Well, if it's big, then.
I mean, when I went there, it was 19,000 students. I'm sure it's almost double the size now.
Look at all the smoke coming out, dude. Mofos are
trying to find this video. What's it called? Virginia Chili Peppers or something?
Virginia. It's Virginia Commonwealth University is the school. And look how young they look.
Dude, yeah, he still didn't have a shirt on back then.
Yeah.
What's kind of funny, how I got into Chili Peppers, I was raised in a total my mom had a lot of musician friends and stuff. And so one of her friends had brought over this Red Hot Chili Peppers VHS of them live in like Japan. And he left it at our house, and that was how I was totally into him after watching that every night for a while. And I still have the VHS. I have a different VHS that I got later on. But yeah.
I'm trying to remember where I'm at.
Aren't you the tallest one there?
No, I was this size, but I had a lot of hair.
I was this size.
I had a mullet. I'm 6'4". You should be able to.
Dude.
Size.
Business in the front, party in the back.
It was more like, it was like the influence of Bono. What would you call what Bono had back in the day, a mullet?
Dude, my stepdad had a mullet, and he rocked that shit so hard back in the 80s. He even had a fanny pack and a mullet, okay? It was the epitome of mid 80s. Wait, is that Rob right there?
Yeah, that wasn't me.
Oh, no?
I would have said that's me. I think this is around where I was standing, as I remember.
What's pretty cool, Rob, if you just told this story to the average person, they wouldn't believe you. But now that you have proof, footage, they can't doubt you.
I know I wasn't in that, that mosh pit there. I was in the back. I was sort of back around where they're shooting.
Yeah, what's crazy, I don't think Mother's Milk was out yet, but they're playing material off of Mother's Milk.
Yeah. Right. When did the guy die after the first album? So he joined right before the second. Am I right?
It was Uplift Mofo Party Plan was the last one with Hillel Slovak.
Yeah.
And then he passed away when I think around the time I don't know if they were touring for sure, but things are rolling pretty good for the band as far as the momentum of things. So they wanted to find a guitar player, I think, fairly quick. So yeah, there's only like a year, maybe, or 2 years in between albums, but I think just a year between Uplift Mofo Party Plan and Mother's Milk. Yeah.
Texting my son, who's a huge Chili Peppers fan, knows all this stuff. Maybe he wants to join us. Why would you want to join a bunch of old people during college? We'll see.
Yeah, when all those
You're only
people
old
go-
as you feel, man.
I feel pretty damn old
Yeah, I feel old.
when I have a kid who knows more about music than me.
You can't say that, Rob. You got to say you feel young, man.
Oh, I feel
Oi,
young.
Jack. Oi.
Yeah, but I felt like an old man when I was young. So
I threw my back out right when I turned 40, and that was sucked big time.
yes, I had a bad back growing up anyway. So yeah.
It took 2 months just for me to. Well, anyways, I sympathize with anybody with back issues. That shit's really hard to deal with.
You know what I started doing, Ty, and I recommend it, is getting one of those foam yoga rolling foam things.
I was gonna say the doctor told me do yoga, and I was like, "You're telling me to do
No,
yoga?"
well, I don't know about doing yoga, but get one of those foam rollers, and I crack
Okay.
my own back with. I crack my own back with it, and it's great.
All right. I'll have to get one of those.
It's
Thanks
like
for letting me know that.
like $15 or $20 on Amazon.
Yeah.
I don't know who Joseph Soproni is. I'm going to have to look him up.
Yeah, it's very close. This is coming.
Yeah,
to
it
an
is
end
good time, boys.
when the cops come and shut this whole thing down.
Dude, I bet the people were pissed.
Oh yes, they were.
That's like
I-
verge of like small
video.
riot right there could have happened.
Look at that little kid in the bottom of the screen.
That's me, guys. I hitchhiked all the way across country for this show. Dude, look at there's a good old mosh pit going right now. They're not even like it's like a funk band and people are moshing.
It's punk funk.
Dude, you gotta love it. Back in the 80s, dude. It was called slam dancing back then.
Remember the photo of them with the socks on?
Yeah.
I was working at a record store, and they brought that in, the copy of the LA Weekly, and there's the Chili Peppers, 5 guys, 5 socks, and I was like, that seemed really cool back then.
Yeah, they were supposedly the story goes they did a gig at a strip club, and so they figured the women are nude, let's be nude also, but they covered what they could.
1 sock per person. Is Rob on this side? Is that you, Rob, that tall guy?
Look, this is 100 years ago. So very well.
I
could
bet
be.
you he's probably near the camera. That's why it's hard to see if you're not going to see him.
Yeah.
It's probably because he's so
I
close to the
remember
camera.
being. I remember being this far back. So, and I had a mullet. So if you see a tall guy,
So how long was there talk on the campus? Was this like a week in advance? You guys knew? A couple?
No. It was kind of very sudden, as I remember. It wasn't like a lot of notice. Maybe they wanted to do a show. It got canceled. They felt like playing. You know what?
I remember my parents talking about slam dancing and like people were slam dancing on the dance floor tonight. I'm like, what? Speak to me more. The first good mosh pit I actually got to see was when Megadeth opened up for Judas Priest, and it was crazy. It was like shoes were flying. There was flashlights in the mosh pit. It was insane. It definitely piqued my interest to want to be in one eventually.
Sonorgi. I'm looking him up on my new Prime Phonics app. What the hell is his name? Soproni.
Hungarian composer.
Soproni? Soproni. Here he is. This guy. Sonorgi's having a completely different conversation about the European stuff with you guys. Joseph Soproni. Never heard of him until just now.
Someone's in the tree. Look.
Prime Phonics. Yeah, I just downloaded that today.
There's a few people in the tree. Look at like a tree house up there. Holy shit. Dude, they're way up there.
Yeah.
Dude.
That was somebody's term paper just got flung.
They're like as high as that roof almost.
Crazy, huh?
Who just dinged me?
There's no way you could do this now at that college, I bet. There's no way they would allow this.
Well,
shit
that's
to
all
happen
changed around there. That's all new buildings and stuff.
now. Okay. I used to love tree climbing too. We used to have a tree in our front yard. I used to be able to climb all the way to the very top of and could overlook my neighborhood.
Prime Phonics. Is that what it's called? Is everyone wearing Converse? What is that?
I'm pretty sure this is off of Uplift Mofo Party Plan, so this is...
We're gonna watch the whole freaking concert here, guys.
You don't have to.
We're
I'm
in
just
it
waiting
now,
to see
man.
your mullet. Do you have any, just show us a picture of the mullet. Okay. Should we talk about something else?
Yes, please.
Because how much? How do I do this? What button do I press? There we go.
Thanks for doing that. It brings back so many memories.
And that's probably you right there. Well,
Yeah, I'm sure the after party was crazy, Rob.
It was a city school, but I always tell people I had the best college experience. What people imagine a college experience being like, I had all of it, and I would not have traded. Some people I regret a lot of things, but my college experience, nothing. Do not regret any of it.
Nice, man. It's good to hear.
Yeah, that's a good memory for me. That whole, I wish I would have stayed. I was like I almost didn't graduate on time in 4 years, and I had to appeal a class because I got a bad I had a bad advisor, but I almost wish I should have just stayed another semester.
Did any of the young ladies regret your experience?
What?
You said you said you didn't regret your experience. Did any of the young ladies regret your experience?
I was the mascot of the school for 2 years, so I was pretty popular. People knew who I was. It was a lot of benefits.
Did you wear a big head?
What was the mascot? What did you have? What was the costume? A wolf or something?
A ram.
Okay, that's.
So when I put it on, I was like 6'7". I was huge, but no, I was friends with a lot of cheerleaders and dance squad girls. And the guy who did it before me, I go, he's horrible. And they go, well, you try out. And when hot girls like dare you to do something, and it's not like crazy, it was that crazy. But then I dated cheerleaders. I was like hooking up with cheerleaders, so it was fine.
The guy with
Rachel. Hey, Rachel.
What's up, Rachel?
Get to bed, Wax. I need you fresh in the morning. It's like, hey, I got you your autograph. I'm just trying to chill. Mom, I'm just trying to have friend with the friends.
We got busted. We got caught hanging out.
Hey, Rachel, did you watch it showed the Chili Peppers played my college. There's all on video. It was kind of cool.
It's freaking badass.
Yeah. You know what? I wish I lied. I wish I was a liar. I'd be really good at it. But I've had enough crazy shit happen to me. I don't need to lie. I got good stories.
That's odd. And to have
I'm the
Yeah,
opposite.
and that's cool. What's that college movie, Old School, where they got the
yeah.
fraternity?
Yeah.
The old guy in
Well,
blue.
you know, the thing about again, it was a city school, although it was a huge university, and it's probably the largest in the state of Virginia, which is saying the two other schools you would think are bigger, like Virginia Tech and University of Virginia. But for a city school, when you wanted a party, the fraternities had the best parties. If you lived on campus,
Sleep
so
good, Rachel.
oh, I'll go to sleep. Listen, I'm old now. I wake up like at 5 a.m. It's crazy. But so we had a freak snowstorm hit Richmond where we missed 2 weeks of school. 2 weeks. That city could not plow. So we pledged a fraternity, me and my friends. So I remember the
Really?
first night.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I remember the first night we went over there. It was like in this old, Richmond is this place called the Fan, and it's the post Civil War construction and all these row houses. So we had a row house, and we had the best party. So one of our brothers built a giant speaker, and we'd have the best music. And one of our fraternity brothers worked for Budweiser, so we always had beer on tap. He would do an event and always bring back the partial kegs. So we always had plenty of beer. And
That's awesome.
like they were talking
Budweiser's marketing
Rachel's-
plan is to hook the
on
kids
Rachel's stream this morning, they were talking about surfing and sidewalk surfing. And I go, have you ever heard of toilet bowl surfing? Like, we invented toilet bowl surfing. Used to get so drunk. We went into the bathroom and you had to stand in the toilet, and they would play like the Ventures or some surf music, and people would throw water at you and beer, and you had to pretend you were surfing in the toilet. And it never caught on, but I think that should catch on at colleges.
Good times.
Toilet bowl surfing.
You guys invented that, huh? The home of the toilet bowl surfers.
Yeah, and so the first party we went over there, one of the fraternity brothers was lighting firecrackers and throwing them at us to catch them. But I don't know, you're slightly younger than me, Ty, slightly. But there was another good band that did make it pretty big at the time. Was there called House of Freaks? It was a guitar player and a drummer, and they made it to MTV. They were from Richmond. Sadly, I think like 10 or 12 years ago, the drummer was murdered in Richmond. But they became a kind of big band, House of Freaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go check them out.
We
had a drummer who was in the Navy, and so where he was located at is near where we played. But it was back in 2013.
In Virginia or West Virginia, you said?
I'm pretty sure this was in Virginia.
So if he was in the Navy, it was Norfolk. That's 3 hours from Richmond. It's on the coast. Norfolk. Yeah. So it was.
I went to a junior college. I didn't get to go to I didn't go to university, so I didn't get the college experience. But the junior college it was next to the ocean, so it was a fun place to go to, and had a good music program there.
The school I since living in California, I mean, if I could go back to college, it'd be UCSD. The girls are just so hot there. But Santa Cruz, were you near? Did you ever go to Santa Cruz?
My sister did. My sister went to college there, and so when she lived in my stepdad lived in Santa Cruz, so I'd go stay there with either one of them. But her friend, actually, one of her roommates took me to the university, took me to school with her a couple times, and we had to park so far away from the campus, we had to hitchhike to
They had the best mascot, the banana slugs. That's their mascot.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful campus. So redwood trees everywhere.
Yeah, and that's where they found the Lost Boys on the beach on the boardwalk.
Yeah, Santa Cruz. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, so when I traveled doing my job for 8 years, and the first place we would always go into town was a college because we could recruit college students to come to our screenings. And
nice.
The hottest, if I could go back to college, there's one school. It's Arizona State party school, and that's the school with the hottest girls as far as I'm concerned. hot.
Yeah, Santa Cruz does. The people in general in Santa Cruz are just better looking than most towns. Like
Yeah.
my sisters wanted to go to college there because, like, oh, the surfer guys, and then there's tons of beautiful women there. You know what I mean? Because there's a beach town and stuff. So, but yeah, and it's got a college there. So it's a lot of you gotta. But I used to go surfing there a lot because I lived in Salinas. That's where I'm from, and it's like a 40-minute drive if the traffic isn't too bad. But I could get off work because I worked construction, and I would head straight to 38th. There was the Hook, 38th, and then Pleasure Point, and I would longboard the middle spot, the 38th. But yeah, Santa Cruz is a beautiful area. Really expensive to live. That's the only bad part about it. But
feels like if when people say that they come here, the California experience, it's not really LA. Maybe Huntington Beach, but you got to go to places like Santa Cruz. That to me,
even yes.
Yeah.
They're a cool community. They got a lot. There's a lot of good bands out of Santa Cruz, and there's just a lot of good local bands. Like the musicians there, tons of good musicians. And I used to run this 10K. It's like a 6-mile race called the Wharf to Wharf, where you run from Beach Boardwalk to Margarita to Capitola, and it's bands all along the whole 6 miles. I'm talking, it's like a band every 40 feet. And so I used to have fun running it because I would just look forward to hearing all the running by all these neat bands. And but Santa Cruz, yes, it's like Willie Nelson would play. A lot of people like Tom Petty talks about Santa Cruz on one of his albums, that Mojo album.
Mm-hmm.
Talks about his tour bus breaking down around Santa Cruz, and they hung out for a couple nights. But so yeah, Santa Cruz just got it's really good, a good community and stuff. The bad thing that happened is because it's so close to my hometown, Salinas, which has a bad gang problem, it kind of filters into Santa Cruz every now and then. But that's the only, but other than that, Santa Cruz is a beautiful place.
Would you go down south like Monterey, Morro Bay, all that stuff?
Yes, I was. Yeah, that's where I went to junior college at. It was in Monterey, and that's only like 20 minutes from Salinas.
My favorite part of California, that whole coast area. But
yeah, Monterey's beautiful. Cannery Row. I recommend reading the book. Even Cannery Row, it's a great book.
Nice time back. Monterey.
I took my niece on a trip to San Francisco, and we just went to all the towns down the coast. So we went to Monterey, we went to Santa Cruz. So it was kind of cool. Yeah.
I worked at which record store? There's only one big record store in that area, I think.
2, Vinyl Revolution and Recycle Records. So right when you would get onto Lighthouse Avenue, there would be Vinyl Revolution, which is
up in Monterey, right? I was talking about in San Luis Obispo.
Oh yeah, no, I don't know that record store that would be.
Not Poobah's, something with a P-O. Not Popo, Poo-Poo, something like that. Great store.
Yeah, watch your mouth.
Yeah, I can't remember the name. I thought it was Poobah's, but that's in Pasadena. But yeah, I've been to those two also. Revolution and what was the other one you called? Final Revolution and what else?
Poo-Poo.
Oh, Recycled Records is the other one in Monterey, and it's still there. Actually, it's a very good spot.
I gotta look it up. You know how I have to look up everything.
I used to work on Cannery Row, at KNRY. It was an AM radio station. I was a board operator there because my dad worked there, and he had his own talk show called CB Maxwell, and which was his radio name. But anyways, so I was on Cannery Row. It was really interesting. It was in the old brothel that's in the book Cannery Row. So it was it's a lot of tourists would want to come inside and take pictures. And I was so young, I hadn't read Cannery Row yet, but they would always be like, "Oh, this is in the book Cannery Row." And there's a plaque on the wall, because that lady, she really did keep Cannery Row. Helped a lot of people there and stuff.
And you know what you have to eat when you're there, right, Ty?
What, the clam chowder?
Clam conch chowder. The other mollusk.
The big one, the Gilligan's Island one.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Sardines is what the canneries were. The canneries were sardines.
Yeah.
Boo Boo Records is what I'm talking about. Boo Boo Records in San Luis Obispo.
I'm going in a few weeks, actually, going there. So I'll be going to that part.
If you go to the downtown where they do the Thursday night farmers market. They have the biggest farmers market in like the whole world. You know.
If you make it down around here, let us know.
Yeah, I'm just doing a short visit for 10 days. I do have some friends down south though, so eventually we'll be getting it down in your area.
Well,
Right.
LA is nothing to get excited about compared to if you could spend all that time in Monterey and Santa Cruz. Where do you live now? I forgot.
I'm in
Austin.
central outside of Austin, Texas.
Austin. Okay, that's right. Yeah,
Came
we
here
talked
10 years
last
ago.
week. We did the whole thing about Salinas and Pat Metheny and all that stuff. I remember
Yeah,
vaguely.
yeah.
We both like a lot of the same guitar players, believe it or not.
Yes,
Rob.
Metheny's a master.
Pat Metheny.
And then you said your roommate knew Metheny or did some camps. Anyways, you had some good Metheny stories.
Yeah, he studied with Metheny. Then I studied with him, and then he dressed like Metheny. Okay, he wore the striped shirts and the hair and the ES 175. He spent like 10 years of his life trying to be Pat Metheny. Dave, if you're listening,
that's not a bad thing that's not a bad person to want to imitate.
Yeah. So he taught me some of the Metheny tunes, and now his records now are doing okay. They're on the contemporary jazz charts. You'll hear the
That's
influence.
awesome, though.
Dave Boswell. Ask for Dave Boswell or Dave Boswell Trio by name.
And that's your old roommate? Or is she still current?
He was I'm married to someone for a long time. But when I was working at the record store back in the 90s, I took guitar lessons from him, and then I talked my way into becoming his roommate because I needed a place to live and, different stuff like that. My first or second interview on this channel was of him, Dave Boswell. And he tells
I'm going to write his name down so I don't forget here.
Yeah, he tells a story about how he sent Pat Metheny a letter, and like 6 months later, his mom said, Dave, there's a guy named Pat on the phone for you.
So he called back.
One of those stories, one of those weird once-in-a-lifetime stories. I think he sent him a letter
That's
or an
cool.
audition or something. So. Christopher in Sweden is going to a record store fair. Went to a record fair. Going to a record store fair. Oh, it's morning there. Rob and I are going to, what do we call this tour we're doing tomorrow? The Goodwill Inquisition?
I want to affectionately call it listening to Greg.
Kvetch for 3 hours?
Yeah, kvetch for 6 hours.
So, yeah, it's 11 o'clock. I got to get up. I'm interviewing Zev Feldman tomorrow at 8:30. It's going to be recorded, not live. But I got to get up, clean up
No
the
worries,
house.
brother.
Yeah, well, here's my being cheap, because I went to Costco the other day to go shopping, but the gas is so expensive. That's the only place to get it cheap, and the line was too long. But they open at 6 a.m. tomorrow, so I'm going to go over in the morning and fill up my car.
I don't think I'll be awake at 6 a.m. I have to be awake at 7 a.m.
Well, I wake up between 5 and 6. That's usually my.
But then I go back to sleep.
Well,
He's Axl Rose.
Old man prostate issues.
He wakes up around 7 but gets out of bed around 9. No.
Yeah.
Well, I'll let you guys get out of here, man. I'm going to head out, brothers. Thank you for letting me come on, Greg.
Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching that Chili Peppers video. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, thanks for sharing the story with us, brother.
All right, no problem. Take it easy, guys.
Later, guys.
We're all ending, right?
Yes.
Everyone's leaving?
Yes.
Laters, Greg.
Thank you for joining us, everyone. Michael,
2,
Nick,
3.
everyone.
Yeah,
Thanks
Nick,
for watching, people.
Christopher.
Yeah.
Thanks for spending a Friday night doing
The whole
this.
VC. You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Have a good evening. See you guys in the morning somewhere.